And Young Buzz. Welcome back to the channel, where we dive into all things K-pop with heart, hype, and a little bit of hot tea. Today, we're talking about a group that's been on fire lately, not just in Korea, not just in Japan, but globally. Yep, it's ENHYPEN, and they're absolutely crushing it with their latest album, Desire Unleash. So let's rewind a little and set the scene. It all started when ENHYPEN dropped their 6th mini-album, Desire Unleash, which, let's be real, felt like a full-blown era instead of just a comeback. The concept? Dark, intense, and incredibly polished. From the visuals to the storytelling to the choreography, they were not playing around. The fans' engines were already hyped, but no one quite expected how far this album would go. When it first dropped, the album immediately soared to number 3 on the Billboard 200 chart. That's huge. For context, that's not just a K-pop chart, that's the main US albums chart, competing with global pop stars, hip-hop legends, and major label releases. And now, even weeks after the initial release, Desire Unleash is still holding strong on the Billboard 200. As of the latest update, it's at number 158, and it's been there for 5 straight weeks. 5. That's not a short-term buzz. That's consistency. That's impact. That's staying power. Now here's something even more impressive. ENHYPEN's longest streak on the Billboard 200 before this was 19 weeks. Desire Unleash is now challenging that record, and it might just beat it if this momentum keeps up. And let's talk numbers, because they don't lie. In its first week alone, Desire Unleash sold over 2.14 million copies. That makes it the second highest first week sales for any K-pop album this year. Like, do you know how competitive that is? We're talking about a year with comeback after comeback from heavy hitters. And ENHYPEN slid into that top tier like it was nothing. Not only that, but they've been topping other charts too. For 3 consecutive weeks, they've ranked number 1 on the Billboard World Albums chart. That's the chart that looks at non-English albums globally, and ENHYPEN has completely dominated it. They're also doing great on Billboard's top album sales and top current album sales charts, ranking 4th on both. So this isn't just a digital streaming story. People are buying this album, physically and digitally, in droves. And it's not just the US where they're heating up. Japan is also on fire for ENHYPEN right now. On Oricon, Japan's biggest music chart, the album ranked 9th on both the combined album ranking and album ranking for the first half of 2025. First half. That means even with all the other J-pop and global releases, Desire Unleash made a lasting impression. So here's the thing I really want to talk about with you guys. What is it about Desire Unleash that just hit differently? For me, personally, I think it's how ENHYPEN has matured not just in sound, but in their overall artistry. The album explores themes of longing, temptation, and inner struggle in a way that feels very intentional. And when you pair that with powerful visuals and their storytelling from past eras like Dark Blood, it almost feels like this is the album they were meant to make all along. But what do you think? Was it the music, the visuals, the overall concept that made this album resonate? Or maybe it was just the right timing? Let's open the comments for discussion. ENGENEs and even casual listeners, I want to hear your thoughts. And hey, if you're not a hardcore fan but this album converted you, let me know that too. Because ENHYPEN isn't just growing their chart numbers, they're growing their fandom in a big way. And we haven't even touched on what's coming next. Now, picking up where we left off, ENHYPEN is not just dominating charts, but also lighting up stages around the world. They're currently on their world tour, Walk the Line, and fans in Japan have been seriously lucky because the group is holding concerts there as part of the tour. They already performed some stops, and coming up soon are their Osaka shows on the 2nd and 3rd of next month. Now, if you've ever been to an ENHYPEN concert or watched one online, you know the energy is insane. Their performances combine slick choreography, live vocals, and a stage production that really brings the story of Desire Unleashed to life. Touring is a huge deal for any K-pop group, but especially for one that's relatively young like ENHYPEN. It's a test of stamina, fan connection, and international appeal. And honestly, ENHYPEN's ability to keep their performance tight while traveling the world is a sign they're ready for the big leagues. And honestly, it makes me excited to see where they go next. Plus, this tour isn't just a concert series. It's a way for ENHYPEN to engage with their fans live after such an intense album era. Given how much Desire Unleashed has meant to fans, being able to experience the songs in person adds a whole new emotional layer. I imagine for a lot of ENGEs, it feels like a celebration of the journey they've been on together with ENHYPEN. So here's a question for you. If you could attend one city's concert on the Walk the Line tour, where would it be? And what song from Desire Unleashed would you most want to see performed live? Drop your answers in the comments. Let's see which cities and songs get the most love. Okay, now on to some exciting news for Japanese fans specifically. ENHYPEN is releasing a new Japanese single called Yoi. And get this, it's their first original Japanese song in about 2 years. That's a big deal because usually when K-pop groups release Japanese singles, they're either Japanese versions of Korean hits or covers. But Yoi is an original track made specifically for their Japanese audience. Plus, the title track was actually used as the ending song for a popular Japanese drama and got a lot of love there. This move shows how seriously ENHYPEN is taking their international expansion. Japan is one of the biggest music markets in the world, and connecting with fans through original content in their language is a smart and respectful way to deepen that bond. From what I've heard so far, Yoi fits with ENHYPEN's signature style, emotional, powerful, and layered, but also has a vibe that resonates well with Japanese pop sensibilities. I'm curious to see if this will open the door for more original Japanese music from them. So I want to ask you all, are you excited about ENHYPEN's Japanese comeback? How do you feel about K-pop groups releasing original songs in other languages? Does it make the connection with international fans stronger, or do you prefer the Korean versions? Let's talk about this because it's such a cool trend in K-pop these days. To wrap this up, ENHYPEN's journey right now is really something special. They're proving they're not just a flash in the pan, but a group with lasting power. Crushing sales, climbing global charts, touring worldwide, and branching into new markets with original music. If you're an ENGEN, you probably already feel that pride. But if you're new or just a casual listener, maybe it's time to give Desire Unleashed and Yoi a proper listen. You might be surprised how quickly you get hooked. Alright, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this deep dive into ENHYPEN's incredible rise, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat. And most importantly, share your thoughts down below. I love reading your takes and having real combos with you. Until next time, this is Annyeongbuzz signing off. Keep the K-pop love alive, and I'll see you in the next video.